Today I'm reviewing the Pagoda RTA. Hi Vapists, it's Darth Naga here again, bringing to you another episode of Full Steam Ahead. Today I'm reviewing something called the Pagoda Double Deck RTA. It's a very interesting design and I can't wait to show it to you. So without further ado, let's dive down into the up close. I'll show you how to build it, show you what it's all about, and then we'll come back up, I'll give it a vape and tell you what I think. Alrighty, let's go to the downview now. Okay, here we are up close and personal with the Pagoda tank from Lohas Vapes. It's the world's first double deck RTA. It says, enjoy vaping with mixed flavours. Sustainability and happiness of lifestyle. Vape provides Lohas Vapes. I don't know what that means. You've got a scratch and sniff panel here. And that's pretty much it. It's got all the usual CE signs and all that sort of thing. LoHasVapes.com on that side. And it tells you, for advanced users only, keep out of reach of children and pregnant women. Keep away from high temperatures. Do not use the Pagoda tank if you're under the age of 18. Do not use the Pagoda tank more frequently. LoHasVapes.com again. So, what do you get inside? Inside, you get your Pagoda tank quick guide. Tells you all about the tank itself and the different modes it can be in, which I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, okay, cool. You get a full set of customizing O-rings. These basically you can customize them to be green, blue, pink, red or clear. I'm just going to use the standard black ones that came with it. You also get the handy little Allen key and some extra grub screws in there as well. So it's a nice little pack of extras in there. Now here's the tank itself. It is an absolute fucking beast. But obviously it's a double deck RTA, so you've got literally two tanks in one. I'll show you the different modes in a minute. You also get a spare glass in case you fuck one of yours up. You also get a pass-through ring for using the whole thing as one massive tank. You also get a 510 juice cover adapter. So standard is like this, massive big wide bore. This one gives you the ability to use any 510 drip tip you own. And then last of all, but by no means least, you get the adapter for doing one big tank. So let me just show you something. So the tank as it comes as standard, is like this. Okay, so you've got your wide bore drip tip and obviously your juice fill ports for the top deck, and you unscrew, there's a little joint in the middle there, you unscrew that bit and you've got your second juice fill ports for your second deck on the bottom. And then you've also got a little spring loaded pin which makes contact with that firing pin on there, so you can have the two decks together. Now the way it's built, basically you fill the juice down these holes here and the airflow comes up through the middle. Now if you look into there you can see my hand going through the bottom of it? Ooh. I don't know if you can actually. Yeah, there you go. So you can see there's holes straight through here. Just there. You see? Now those line up perfectly with the air chamber on this one, so that, hold on, so you can literally get the airflow through both chambers, both individually feeding their individual coils in each chamber. So you can use it in several modes. Now you can use it like this, okay, put the drip tip on. You can use it like that. That's in double tank. You can have two separate flavours in the tank like this. And that's what I'll be doing because that's the main feature of it. So I'm going to put 2 different flavours in and vape them both at the same time. Now, you can also, if you take that off there, if you just want a single massive, still massive lung inhale tank, I believe each tank's about 4 ml. 2 secs. Okay, so as a tank on its own, it literally is a 3.5 ml tank, which is still a fair amount, but if you combine the two together using the middle bit, I'll show you that in a sec, sorry, jumping ahead of myself there. So yeah, you can either have it in the double deck mode, you can have it in single deck mode like this, which is just a standard, nice 3.5 ml tank, nice airflow control, all that sort of junk. Alright, now what you can also do is if you pop this off, let me pop the base of the tank itself off. So there's the base. Obviously you can attach this base to either one. So let's just say you've got 2 different juices in 2 separate tanks, and you want to vape one but not the other, and you've already got the base on one. You just unscrew the base from it, and then you can attach that to either one of the 2 halves, which is great. But what I really want to show you, if I could just get it off here, is if I take this off. Right, let me attach that bit back on there for easy use. Okay, so you've got your little chimney here with your spring-loaded positive pin, and what you've got inside is basically a velocity deck. Alright, plenty of airflow coming in, and the airflow obviously can go up through both channels. The deck holes on the velocity sort of deck are a bit small, but at the end of the day you're going to be putting 2 separate decks on top of each other, so you're talking about quad coiling, so you're not going to want coils to be stupidly low anyway, otherwise it just won't fire on stuff, or even if you put it on mech it'll be very dangerous. So you can also remove this little pin here, so you can remove the pin that connects the 2 decks. That would be this little pin here, so you just use it on its own like that. Now when you use it on its own like this and you've taken this bit out, if you then just screw this bit back on, right, and then put this bit back on, what you then have is an RTA. Literally. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a bit fucking fiddly for an RTA because the cap and everything doesn't just slide off, but you can drip in there and then just screw the lid back on. But yeah, I've used it as an RDA. I've tried it out as an RDA, and it works pretty well, quite well indeed. So yeah, that would work as an RDA, no problem. Now, let me show you what I was talking about with the other bit. So, the other bit that you get in the tank is this one, right? Okay. So, what you do with this is you place this one into the top of, where'd you put it? I'm going mad. It's not that one. Oh no, it is that one. No, it's not that one. So you actually need your other little extension ring here. So let me just open this up as well. Right, so you need these 2 parts to turn it into a monster tank. And what you do is you... Here we go. So you take off this little bit from the top tank, right? And that comes away with the... There should be... Is it in here? Yeah. So you got your second chimney there. Alrighty. Then you take your middle part. So you remember we've taken this deck out completely because we're not making it double deck in this instance. So we take that out completely, and what you've got here is the glass tank, and then you screw on this adapter piece. Now what this does is give you complete juice flow all the way through. You then attach this piece into... try and get it right now. It's not in that bit, is it? Yeah, that's it basically. Right, hold on. I'm just going to cut any bits I fuck up, like this bit for example. Okay, so you screw in that long chamber bit there, like so. Then you attach the other part of the other chimney onto there, like so. Okay, so you've got one long tank now. Then you put your other chimney back on to the other one, and then push that into there. And there you have it, one long tank. Now this has basically got a chimney going straight down in there, as you can see, down to one deck right at the bottom. Now I'll be honest, I can't imagine with a chimney that fucking high that the flavour is going to be any good, but yeah, I'll let you guys try that when you get to it. My main thing is wanting to try out the double flavour decks. So what I'll do is, now I've shown you the close-up of the actual and the different configurations you can have it in, which is the double deck, single deck, RTA and massive tank version. And this is the massive tank, and according to the booklet it holds 7.5 ml of juice, which is a fucking shitload. Now let me do a little jump cut where I will flick back to the double deck version and show you quickly how to coil it, although to be honest it's very, very straightforward. A typical velocity style deck really. So do a little jump cut and I'll get back to you. Okay, so after a bit of fiddling about, I've got the deck sorted out, and let me just remember to put the little jumper pin back in here, because this is obviously what makes connection with the top deck, and it's that connection that's necessary to be able to use two decks together. It's spring loaded. It's a tiny bit wobbly, but that I think that's going to be a major issue really. I've got some coils all ready to go here. Simple little 10 wrap stainless steel 3mm coils, and I think this is 26 gauge stainless steel wire I'm using. So let me just fit these in, and once I've done this, I'll wick it and I'll just show you how I do it basically. Fold those across like that, then use my little Allen key to tighten up these screws. There's one. Yes. Oh, hello. Got all my coils there, you see. Okay. So that's one side. Let me just chop these legs off. Obviously I'm going to straighten these coils up afterwards. I'm just literally doing this like this now to show you guys. But to be honest, anyone who's done a velocity deck before will have absolutely zero problems coiling this up. Okay, so that's them lined up nicely. Now what I will do is just fire these up real quick and even them out, and then I'll get it wicked up. Now keep in mind they're all going to be the same, so hopefully we've got obviously quite a bit of hot legging and stuff going on there. Where's my ceramics? There they are. So let me just rake these off a little bit. Okay, they look like they're firing nicely now. Yeah, nice and evenly. Yeah. Okay, that one's a little bit off centre, so I'm just going to push it across. Okay, happy with that, happy with that, happy with the way they're sitting at the top, yeah. Okay, and they're reading in at 0.36. So, fuck it, I'll just move it off centre again. They're reading in at 0.36, so you can imagine when I actually get the other two on here as well, we're looking at about 0.15, so this is going to be a really low ohm build, but obviously perfect for sub-ohming. So what I'll do is, let me show you how to wick it quick. Let me just jump cut to me having some cotton, and then I'll show you how to wick it, and we'll go from there. Alright. Okay, so I've got my wick ready. Let's just put this through here, pull it through a smidgen, then get my scissors and cut it. You need to cut it quite short for this, funnily enough, and I might need to even trim it a little bit more than that, because you can't have it proper sort of packing the deck out. You'll see what I mean in a second. Let me just snip that bit off. And what I'll do now is I'll get the juice I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to be using two of the Decadence range from that I got from Steam Machine, and basically I'm using Decadence Forbidden and Decadence Midnight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet these wicks, as you can see, just so that I can actually put these where I want them on the deck. Now the problem I've got, apart from the fact I'm overloading the shit out of it with juice, is, well, it's not a problem as such, I suppose, but it's I've got to line these up nicely. Otherwise it's just going to be a fucking mess trying to get them to sit properly with the chimney. So one side I think is pretty much spot on. That's actually perfect. It's sitting nicely in the channel, it will soak up the juice beautifully, and it won't get trapped by the chimney. This one I think is just a smidgen long, so I'm going to cut that a little bit more. Just a little bit, just enough to give it that sort of edge. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Right. So that is in there. So you don't have to pack it in, but I would put quite a bit in there in the channels, as you've still got to get the chimney down on top of this. So let me do a little jump cut whereby I'll have it all juiced up and put in, and just show you how I do it again. Alright, so hold on 2 secs. Okay, so let me get my thumb scissors out of the way. As you can see, the coils are nicely juiced up, the wicks are nicely juiced up even, and you can see that I've put it in the channels but not gone overboard with packing it in there. Now at this stage what you do, let me zoom out a bit actually, you can then see the mess I've created here, and all you do is you slide your little chimney over the top like so, and then very gently just line it all up nicely on the threads. That's it, and then spin it round and tighten it down. Okay, and again this acts as a juice flow control, so if you have it all the way down then it's going to get a bit sort of it might get a little bit tight, so I usually just open that right up so you can proper see that cotton, and you'll see what I mean there. See the cotton? Yeah, you can. Right, and that is where I like it. So we then put this back on the top chimney part, the tank part even. So let's put that back in place. Alrighty. Yep. Airflow is completely closed, which is good. Right, and then I'm going to fill this up now and put I'm going to fill it up and then put the other tank on top of it real quick, because that will seal it off for me, and then I'm going to coil and wick the other one. So let me just top this up and I will jump cut to showing you filling up the second one with the coil and wick on that as well. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so here we have the Pagoda tank. filled up with liquid, as you can see, 2 separate decks. In the bottom deck I've got Forbidden by Decadence e-liquids, and I've also got in the top I've got Midnight, and that is again by Decadence e-liquids, both of which I got from Steam Machine. So what I'm going to do is stick this on my mod, like so, and then we're going to go to the up view and I'm going to give it a vape and tell you what I think. Alrighty, so let's go to the up view. Okay, here we are back in the up view, and as you saw, I've built the Pagoda. Now I've been vaping on this for about a week, and it has drawbacks, I won't lie, it has drawbacks. It also has major fucking awesomeness as well. Obviously this is not for novice vapors, because to be fair, you've got to put 4 coils in it, otherwise, you know, it's pointless using it, really. Okay, the major drawbacks, but obviously you're going to think of this obviously when you've got a fucking 2-tier tank, but the obvious drawbacks are the fact that it's fucking massive. I reckon if Lohas Vapes dropped each of the tanks down to say 1.5 or 2 mil, you could make the tanks a lot smaller, a lot shorter, because as it is, it's fucking huge. I mean, look at that, it's like that, it's massive. And it's quite weighty, so on a dual 18650 mod like the Helve, it's awesome. But I could imagine on other sort of single battery, it's even a little bit dodgy when I put it on a surface, you know. But yeah, it is massive. The other downside, the chimneys inside here, because they're not screwed, they're screwed onto the deck, but they're not screwed into the top. So the downside with that is sometimes if you go to unscrew one of the tanks, say you want to do something with the cotton, but you don't want to empty the tank, if you try to unscrew it, sometimes it will unscrew the chimney as well and take it with the tank, in which case brilliant, you can save your juice. Other times it won't, and the actual chimney gets stuck to the deck, and then of course you unscrew your tank and that's fucking it, there's juice everywhere. Because you know, the moment you turn it upside down, obviously it's all going to piss out the bottom. So that's a drawback. Other than that, it's a smidgen fiddly. It's a little bit fiddly to get it quite right, and it gets a little bit juicy at times. But then, you know, it is what it is. It's a double deck tank. It's a bit of a novelty. I've tried it both single and double, and I can say the single does give amazing flavour. Surprisingly enough, the double does as well. Double gives amazing flavour, but it also gives huge clouds, obviously, because you're running 4 coils, 2 decks, two 3.5 mil capacity tanks. It's quite impressive, to be honest. It's the first one I've seen of its nature. I have seen other things like Totally Wicked brought out that weird revolver tank which had 2 tanks side by side with the 2 little coils, and you flicked a little switch, and that was shit. This is perfect if you want to rebuild and you're not fussed about the size of it, and you want to be able to vape 2 different juices at once, or have one big 7.5 mil tank or whatever. It's nice. It's well built, it's well made. Lohas Vapes have done really, really well with it, and the flavour's pretty fucking good. Now, I'm informed it will be available from UK e-cig store in the very near future. It's currently not been released in the UK yet, but it is available online as well. If you go to the Lohas Vapes website, they've got lists of where it's actually being sold. So, yeah, but UK e-cig store will be getting it in. I would email them and say, when are you getting this fucking thing in? Because it looks awesome, and Darth said it's good. Because it is, for all the gripes I've had with it, it is a nice little tank. The flavour's good. It's got this lovely, it's got a nice fat, almost like a cupcake style drip tip. But obviously you can interchange that with the top cap that's got the 510 adapter on it. So you can have a standard 510 drip tip as well. But with the airflow like it is, you're better off using the massive drip tip anyway. Oh, flavour's really good. I've mixed 2 of the, as you saw in the down view, I've mixed 2 Decadence e-liquids in here, so it's like full on cakey, fucking sweet, creamy heaven. And I'm genuinely impressed. I love the design. I like the cage on the inside, kind of semi protects the glass. The glass comes off these easily, by the way, so you can slide it off for easy cleaning. Strip it right back, which I showed you in the down view. All the different constituent parts. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about this tank, but to be honest, I'd go and pick one up myself. From what I understand, when they're available from UK e-cig store, they should be in the region of £40 to £50, because theoretically you are getting 2 things for your money. And as I showed you in the down view, it can become the double deck tank. It can become the big, massive 7.5mm tank with the extension tube that goes inside. It can become a single deck RTA, which is brilliant on its own, really, really nice on its own if you fancy splitting it down. And obviously you can just take the top part off, put that to one side so it doesn't, don't tip it over, otherwise it might leak. And then just put the top cap onto the bottom one, and boom, there you go, you've got that one. So absolutely brilliant. And yeah, obviously you can run it in RDA mode as well, just by taking out the inner tube inside and just using the glass and the drip tip, the top cap with it. So yeah, all in all, a nice little tank. Quite impressed. Saw you everything you've got in the box. This is the final version as well. A lot of reviewers before me have received the beta version. I did receive the beta version as well, but my tanks turned up. All my tanks, both were cracked, or one was cracked, should I say? And then when I tried to take it off and fit the other one cracked as well. So there was something not quite right about the beta version, and they have made a lot of improvements. In the beta version, the little pin that connects the 2 tanks together for the positive was actually static. In the other one, it's completely solid, like solid pin. In this one, it's got a nice little spring on it, so it's got that little bit of pressure to tighten the tank and whatnot with the spring loaded side of it. Aside from that, it's very similar to the beta version. It's not completely different. It's quite similar. A few little changes here and there, nothing major though, apart from the fact that tanks fit properly now. So yeah, I'm really glad that Lohas Vapes sent me this. Let me put a link to Lohas Vapes website there. Okay. And also let me put a link to the UK e-cig store, where you should be able to buy it in the UK once it comes out. Otherwise, just go to Lohas Vapes and check them out, and contact them on Facebook, and you never know, they might be able to ship you one. But yeah, really pleased with it. Managed to put two builds obviously in here, 2 decks, 2 builds, and it all came out to 0.18 ohms. And I'm running it about 70 watts, and this is on stainless steel. Obviously at 70 watts, it's a pretty warm vape. There's minimal ramp up time, whether that's down to the coils I've built, or whether that's down to the fact that this is just really good with firing up quick. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I can't praise it enough in my eyes. The cons will be a little bit much for some people, such as the ability to not work on the deck when you take the tank off. But like I said, that might just be me. Your mileage may vary, and as always, these are just my opinions. So yeah, the Pagoda tank from Lohas Vapes, quite happy with that. You hopefully should be able to buy it from UK e-cig store in the very near future, or otherwise go to lohasvapes.com, check them out, and yeah, you'll be able to see the Pagoda tank there. And I don't know what else to say really. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Double deck RTA, 2 flavours blended together. And this is one of those things, the dual deck RTA is one of those things that you never knew you needed until you tried it. Trust me. Now I've got it and I've been vaping on it, I'm actually really happy with it, because I can mix 2 of my favourite flavours without just blending them in the tank. So, and then you can also obviously have them separately. So it's really cool. It's a bit big, but yeah, I like it. Well done, Low House Vapes. And that's it for this episode of Full Steam Ahead. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope it wasn't too long. I know the building side of it and whatnot and splitting it down was a bit much, but you know, we got there in the end. So yeah, if you could like, share and subscribe to my channel using the button up above, hopefully I can get more reviews done for you guys, even after I've opened my shop, my chili shop in September. I'll hopefully be able to get some reviews done for you regularly. Trying to get reviews done every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday juice, Wednesday hardware, Friday juice. Alright, because I've got a lot more juice to review and more coming in. So I'm going to do 2 juice reviews a week and a hardware review right in the middle. So this will be a Wednesday review. Alrighty, so until the next time, Vapists, all I can say is toot toot, motherfuckers. Toot toot.